Today I'm going to be making some Halloween bark, and so the first thing I'm going to do is show you my ingredients. This almond bark is left over from when we made Halloween Oreo balls, and I'll link to that in the description. I'm going to use 2 of these squares. I'm going to use a 12-ounce bag of white chips, and the recipe calls for a 16-ounce bag. But since I didn't have a 16-ounce bag, that's why I'm using 2 of my almond bark blocks. I'm also going to use the candy corn out of this bag. Candy corn, I couldn't find just plain candy corn without the pumpkins, so I'm going to use this. And I might actually cut up some of those pumpkins. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to crush some of these pretzels, break some of them in 2. And then I'll probably use some cocktail peanuts. So the first thing I did was I took some parchment paper and I spread it out over a cookie sheet, and make sure it has sides to it, because what you're going to do is you're going to melt your white chocolate in a pan, and then you're going to end up pouring it out onto this. So that's the first thing I want to do, is get my white chocolate melting. So I'm going to turn my stove on about medium. That way I'll give myself a little bit of time while it's melting to crush some stuff up in a bowl. So I'm going to use that whole bag, and then I'm going to use 2 of these squares. So that can just sit there. And then I want to take my pretzels, and you're not going to use many. What you're going to do is you're going to sprinkle it over your melted chocolate. So I'm just going to take a couple of handfuls and put in here. That's probably plenty. Three handfuls is probably plenty. And I'm just going to break these up. I could probably mash them with something. So I'm going to just break these up like this, and then I'll be back. Okay, now see, my pretzels, all I've done is picked them up and done this by hand, and it didn't take me very long at all to do this. And there's still some that are bigger than others, but you don't want it crushed. You don't want powder. So now I've opened this bag, and this smells wonderful. It smells so sweet. But really, I don't want to use the pumpkins. My husband and I will eat those. So really, I just want these. And you want to leave these whole, because it's supposed to be colorful. So I'm just going to go through here and pick these out and take the I'm going to save the chocolate for another project that you'll see later on. But I really just want the ones with the white and orange and yellow. So I'm going to put a bunch of those in here and mix them up. Okay, now I'm going to take some cocktail peanuts. This is probably just a handful of candy corn, and that's all the peanuts I'm going to add. And my white chocolate is ready. So what I'm going to do is take it off, and I'm going to pour it out on this parchment paper. And it does not make a lot at all. Of course, the more white chocolate you make, the more it's going to make. And if you want to use milk chocolate, dark chocolate, they sell it with mint. That would be good. But that's your choice. That's whatever you want to. Make. So now I'm going to take this and spread it out. And I'm working quickly because it will start to cool quickly. And bark isn't meant to be really thick. So that's that. And now I'm going to take my dry ingredients and I'm just going to sprinkle. And you want to make sure you get some candy corn, and a lot of candy corn in there, because this is for Halloween. So you want that color in there. But the peanuts and the pretzels, they add that salty element to it. But this is really pretty. And you can use any candy you want. And now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for just about 5 minutes. And we're going to check on it. And we're going to give it a chance to firm up. I might want to press these in just a little bit so that they're not sticking out all over the place. Don't burn your little fingers. Okay, now we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes, and like I said, we'll check on it. Okay, this has actually been in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes because I was doing other things, but you can see it comes right up off that parchment paper, and all you do is you break it into pieces. And you don't want the pieces to be too small, but you can't mess up. But what you're going to do when it's all broken like this, you can put it in little treat bags if your child has a party, or if you're going to have a party, you can put it out on a pretty plate or a dish, or you can put it in a tin. And to keep it fresh, I will probably, I think it's okay to sit out. I like my white chocolate cold, so I will probably put mine in a tin or in a Rubbermaid container in the refrigerator. But you can see how it looks. It's very pretty. It came out perfect.